since nag-online tayo 'no, so I hope you still get a hang yung online. So sana okay pa rin yung setup niyo diyan and yun ta-try ulit natin mag-Kahoot para meron tayong interaction. Okay, again, the Kahoot, the results of the Kahoot and your participation in these activities account for the 6% uh, grade from your attendance/sit work/activities. Okay. Kanina yung nasa ano pala ako, nasa campus. So medyo bumibitaw yung internet dito. So just in case na ma-disconnect ako is I'll try to get back no online. And kumbaga standby lang kayo in case magkaroon ng disconnection or if biglang maputol-putol yung connection, sabihan niyo lang ako kung hindi ko napapansin. Okay, so the agenda today would be first is to present yung upcoming class schedule natin for the remaining of the semester. Okay, in-update ko siya based dun sa mga upcoming yung event, especially yung field work nyo on the 24, 25, 26. Next is yung topic itself natin, which is to understand the energies related to fluid flow and how they chip in dun sa total energy of a fluid system. Okay? First muna is culture of caring. Okay, so the first week of November, or in some places, the first Wednesday of November, is celebrated as the International Stress Awareness Day or Stress Awareness Week. So all of us, bata, matanda, student, or adult na nagtatrabaho na, experiences stress in different forms, no? And it's something that we will eventually hindi it's not a choice kung may experience mo siya or hindi. Okay? It's part of everyday life or and we just have to cope with it or handle it. No? So here are 6 ways to distress in celebration of the National Stress Awareness Day. Ganito muna yung slides ko ha, yung naka-share window lang ako ng PowerPoint, hindi siya naka-slideshow. Kasi pag full screen ko yung slide, pupunta sa background ko yung Kahoot. Pag nagpunta sa background ko yung Kahoot, magsi-sleep yung tab, tapos madi-disconnect kayo. Okay. Okay, first is to identify your triggers. Of course, all of us have different strengths, different weaknesses. So stress for us comes in different forms or different triggers. For some people, pwedeng yung trigger mo, pwedeng yung nakaka-trigger sa'yo ng stress. For other people, they can handle it easily. And then for them, yung nahahandle nila poorly, yun naman yung kayang-kaya mong i-handle. No? So all of us have different triggers and it would be good to know your triggers, okay? In that way, hindi naman sa iiwasan mo siya kasi parang imposible namang iwasan yung stress. But at least when you know your triggers, you know when it is coming and somehow emotionally or inside yung mapapaghandaan mo siya. Okay? For example, if ang triggers mo ay pressure during exam or time limit, no? So alam mo na pag exam may time limit, so parang prepare ka na. I-condition mo na sarili mo na may time limit to, so kailangan prepared ako, no? It will not remove the stress but at least you are prepared for it. Okay? And parang maha-handle mo yourself with composure because alam mo yung parang makaka-trigger sa'yo. Okay? Next is exercise. So exercise releases happy hormones. So happy hormones tend to reduce your level of stress or level of anxiety. Okay? So as if you are feeling nalulumbay or stressed na or burned out, try to do a little bit of exercise. So sa bahay nyo man, stretching, or sa labas, running, or maybe you have access sa gym, it's a good way to not only to parang be healthy, but also to relieve yung stress na nararamdaman mo because it releases happy hormones. Next is pay attention to your mind and body. Okay? So if naramdaman ng body mo na stress siya, gusto niya magpahinga, then ipagpahinga mo siya. Okay? Don't force yourself too much on doing things na ay nahihirapan akong huminga or hindi ako or parang nahihilo na ako or nagkaka-vertigo tapos tinutuloy mo pa rin yung ginagawa mo because you are not or ignoring these symptoms or these signs that your body is telling you, no? So that is not a good part of self care. So always listen to your mind and body. Kung gusto niya magpahinga, then let it rest. Kung gusto niya matulog, then matulog ka. Okay? Don't pressure yourself on, for example, pagod ka or nahihilo ka tapos nagaya yung friends mo to go out or mag-party, di ba? Don't force yourself. If you feel your body wants to rest, then give it time to rest. Okay? Next is connect with friends or family. Of course, magandang healthy support system tayo. No man is an island. So if you are feeling stressed, feeling anxiety, try to share it with other people around you. Okay? Especially family or your close friends. Not only will it the action itself of sharing relieves na yung stress kasi you're able to express it in words. But ang mas maganda doon, maybe they know of things or they know of ways to help you handle your stress. Kasi baka nararamdaman din nila yun before. Or they have more effective ways on handling that or more resources on handling that. So, kumbaga, tulong-tulong tayo to relieve everyone's stress. Okay? Next is 5, discover hobbies or activities. So, try to find time to do things na gusto mo or you love, no? Doing things that you love or you are interested in kasi parang chill ka lang doon. Parang it does not feel like work. Okay? So parang in that sense, nare-relax ka kahit may ginagawa kang something. Okay? So if you are parang nasa stress out ka na sa bahay or sa studies or sa kung anong ginagawa mo, try to take a break and do something that you are really enjoy doing or you really love. So in that way, bababa yung stress levels mo. And maybe, pwede ka, pag bumalik ka dun sa ginagawa mo originally, kaya mo na mag-focus better. Next naman is of course healthy diet. So the management of stress is not only a mindset but also a um, may effect rin yung physical. Okay? So always eat healthy para yung katawan mo malakas, may energy. So para hindi you won't feel lethargic or yung parang walang gana or mahina. Okay? Eating healthy not only improves your overall physical health but yung mindset din kasi you are feeling energetic, you are feeling empowered to do things, and because of that there's a feeling that you can handle things easily. So in that sense, hindi ka mapapangunahan or ma-overwhelm ng stress. Okay? So those are the 6 um, reminders to relieve your stress. And of course, merong event si SPE nyo na Petro Spirit. I got an invite from this kanina. And this is a good way then to empower your spiritual part of yourself, no? Para ma-empower ka and to parang ma-boost yung moral or yung mental health mo din. Okay? So if you are free tomorrow, try to attend. Okay? Okay, next is the schedule. So this is the updated schedule I have for November. So today is the 4th, week 12. So this is online. For today, we will discuss fluid flow energy, as well as tomorrow, November 5. Next week 13, would be face-to-face. That is when we would do power and efficiency. Okay, sakto yan kasi problem solving siya and advanced problems rin ng fluid flow. After noon, November 12 is online. That is when I will give you a problem set to be done the following week. November 18, that's online. We'll be discussing the Bernoulli equation as well as yung 19. Bernoulli equation pa rin and you will have your quiz 3. 25, ito yung week na may field work kayo. So we would have no classes, as well as do sa Sunday following, no classes, pero i-release ko yung problem set 3 to be done on the week following. Okay? After that, papasok na yung December. So first week of December is December 2, which is online. We will discuss flow types and head loss. Okay? Then Sunday following that would be the last, kung tama yung projection ko, the last day before the finals week. Kasi week 17 yung finals week. So itong December 3, doon na yung papasok yung final announcements and kung gagawin pa ba natin yung final supplement. Okay? After that, week 17 will be the finals week. Hindi ko sure kung hahatiin ulit ng department into 2 weeks. But hopefully, by this week, makapag-exam na kayo para tapos na siya and para makapag-check din ako ng papers. Okay? Any question sa schedule? Wala pa dito. Hindi ko pa ina-account dito yung sinasabi kong may celebration ata ng 120th year of BSU. So, hindi ko sure. Kasi ang narinig ko, 1 week celebration yon. So, hindi ko sure kung masasakop ang weekend. So, kung masakop man siya, then I will update you on a revised forecast para rin aware kayo sa gagawin natin. Okay? So, quick review tayo. Nandiscuss natin last week. So, last week, we discussed yung properties of fluid in motion, specifically fluids na nagpo-flow. Okay? So, first, we discussed about the volume flow rate or volumetric flow rate. We denote that by Q, which is equal to area times velocity. V is velocity, remember. Next nun is mass flow rate. Okay, so mass flow rate naman is denoted by M with an accent na dot sa ibabaw. Okay, and it is basically rho or density times area times velocity. Tapos again, yung area times velocity, pwede mo siyang i-consolidate into volume flow rate. So lalabas is density times volume flow rate na lang. Okay? Next naman is the weight flow rate, which is denoted by G, which is equal to uh, basically yung section na to, rho AV is your mass flow rate, multiply mo lang siya ng gravity para yung mass magiging weight. Okay? So in fundamental terms, that is G, gravitational constant, times density, times area, times velocity. So these three equations, if you do not have them in your notes already, isulat nyo na siya kasi gagamitin natin siya dun sa exercises natin mamaya, dun sa isosolve nyo. Okay? Okay, next. Diniscuss din natin yung continuity equation. Continuity equation, kung maalala nyo, ito yung nangyari na merong hose, tapos merong nozzle sa dulo. Ang nangyari kasi doon, iba yung area nung hose dun sa area nung nozzle. Okay? Pero, remember yung conditions for the continuity equation to be valid. One is incompressible fluid. Incompressible fluid meaning hindi ko siya makakompress, which means constant yung density niya. Okay? Pag constant yung density niya, then we can drop the density values dun sa ating original equations or dun sa properties of fluid in motion. Okay? Then what we will get is, kahit magkaiba yung area of two sections, Q1 equals Q2 means the volume flow rate at section 1 is equal to the volume flow rate at section 2. Okay? Next, we can also deduce that mass flow rate at section 1 is mass flow rate equal to the mass flow rate at section 2. Okay? And using the properties of Q, yung equation of Q, we can also say that area of area 1 times velocity at area 1 is equal to the area of section 2 times velocity at section 2. Okay? Ibig sabihin, pwedeng magkaiba yung area, pwedeng magkaiba yung velocity, but this relationship, yung product nila, ni A at V at section 1, should always equal to the product of A and V at section 2 para ma-maintain na yung relationship na Q1 equals Q2 or mass flow rate 1 equals mass flow rate 2. Okay, any question? So I hope this is clear, no? Next is, remember for these things, we are only dealing with fluid flowing over one direction or one way, 'di ba? Kung nasa hose siya, sa hose siya dumadaan, 'di ba? Today we would first discuss is multiple stream flow. So multiple stream flow naman, pwedeng multiple na yung source, pwede ring multiple na yung destination. Okay? So the governing concept natin to remember on multiple fluid flow or multiple stream flow is the conservation of mass. Okay? So for flows involving multiple inlets and multiple outlets, the conservation of mass should govern. Okay? Again, the condition holds that it should be incompressible fluid and no fluid leak or loss. Okay? Ibig sabihin, nawawalang fluid dun sa system mo. Okay? So the conservation of mass says or tells us that, for example, in a control volume na may dalawang inlet, for example, inlet 1 has a mass flow rate of 2 kilograms per second, and then inlet 2 has a mass flow rate of 3 kilograms per second. Okay? So to maintain the conservation of mass, kung ano daw yung ipinasok mo sa system, dapat yun din yung lalabas sa system. So yung outlet side mo, dapat daw it should be the combined mass of your two inlets. Okay? So kung may 2 kilograms per second tsaka 3 kilograms per second, your outlet should be 2 plus 3 equal to 5 kilograms per second na mass flow rate para ma-maintain yung conservation of mass. Okay? Pag hindi nag-equal, yung dalawang inlet, yung sum ng lahat ng inlet sa sum ng lahat ng outlet, ibig sabihin, either two events yung pwede mangyari. Either dumadami yung mass mo or nababawasan yung mass mo sa loob kasi may hindi ka na-account for. Okay? So kung hindi ka na-account for, saan lang pupunta yon? Sa loob lang naman siya pupunta. Di ba? Either nadadagdagan siya sa loob or dumadami siya sa loob. Okay? That's one possibility. Or the other possibility is meron kang leakage. So leakage means may lumalabas na mass sa system mo, tapos lumalabas siya outside or hindi siya lumalabas dun sa intended inlet, ay hindi siya pumapasok dun sa intended inlet or hindi siya lumalabas dun sa intended outlet. So meron kang leak or loss sa case na yon. Kung hindi magma-match yung total ng inlet sa total ng outlet. Okay? So in equation form, that will look like this. Okay? So dm over dt, that's the change of mass within the system per change in time, is equal daw to the summation of mass flow rates going in minus the summation of masses going out. Okay? Sinasabi lang nito, kung ano yung pinasok mo, i-compute mo kung magkano yung pumasok na fluid, i-compute mo kung magkano yung lumabas na fluid, yung net nilang dalawa would be the change of mass within the system. So ito na yung change of mass na pwedeng dumadami or pwedeng nabawasan. Okay? So this first portion, ito yung change natin sa content. It's basically yung mass sa loob ng control volume. Ito naman yung inlet, yung pangalawa. And then ito yung outlet, yung palabas. Okay, now, ito nyo dito, may equal 0 SS. Ibig sabihin yan, itong term down na to would cancel out to 0 on cases na SS yung flow. So SS here stands for steady state. Ibig sabihin sa steady state is constant yung mass sa loob ng system. Okay, ibig sabihin magsi-zero to, itong side na to. Okay? Pag nag-zero yung side na yon, may iwan ka ng dalawang terms and pwede mo na ngayong i-transfer dito yung isa, yung itong naka-negative, pwede mo ilipat sa kabila. So that will give you an equation telling you na summation of masses going in should equal to the summation of masses going out. Okay? Now, for incompressible fluids, again, you can extend that relationship kasi masses yung pinag-uusapan natin, di ba? So you can extend that relationship to the volumetric flow rate. So for incompressible fluids, you can also say that the summation of volume flow rate going in is equal to the summation of volume flow rate going out. Okay? So magbabalance dapat yung system. Okay? Any question dito sa concept ng conservation of mass? Okay. If wala, let's go to our example. So ito may solve na kayo. So have your scratch pads or notes and calculators ready. Okay. So question 1, water enters the mixing device shown in the figure at 160 liters per second through pipe A. Okay. So pipe A daw ito sa ilalim. May water pumapasok sa system at 160 liters per second. Okay. So this is volumetric flow rate. So yung 160 liters per second, kinonvert niya na dito into cubic meters per second para maging cubic meters per second. Okay, so 0.16 cubic meters per second. While, yung tuloy natin yung question, while oil with an SG or specific gravity of 0.8 is forced at 40 liters per second through pipe B. Okay, so pipe B daw, ito naman, nasa left side. May oil na pumapasok, 40 liters per second. Okay, again, that is already converted for us as 0.04 meter cube per second. Okay, the liquids are incompressible. So, ibig sabihin, the densities are constant. Okay, constant pero may kanya-kanya silang density pa rin, ha. Ibig sabihin lang ng incompressible is hindi nagbabago yung density. Pero yung density ng oil, density ng water, magkaiba pa rin. Tsaka yung density nung product nila, iba rin. Okay? It just tells us na constant yung density nila. Tapos ang kadukto nun, and form a homogeneous mixture of oil globules in water. Okay? This statement naman just tells us that the density of the mixture dito sa labas, yung outgoing or yung magkahalo na sila, can be can be simplified as a certain density. Okay? Kumbaga may specific density yung mixture. Okay? Pwede mo siyang bigyan ng density na constant. Okay? Then sinabi din, the diameter of the outlet pipe C is 36 centimeters. Okay, so outlet pipe daw natin is 36 centimeters yung diameter. Again, kinonvert na siya to meters as 0.36 meters. Okay? So, first question, what is the weight flow rate of oil entering at B in newtons per second? Okay? So, again, ang pinapahanap sa atin is weight flow rate. Ibig sabihin, dun sa equations natin, ito yung G, di ba? Weight flow rate kasi. Tapos, Ang hahanapan mo ng weight flow rate is yung oil entering at B. So ito yon, nasa B. So ito yung QB niya. Then remember, ang SG ng oil, 0.8. Okay, so what is the weight flow rate of oil entering at B in Newton per second? So you have 1 minute to solve it here. And then again, start. 1 minute to solve it here. And then again, shift tayo sa Kahoot for another 20 seconds para para sa pagpili nyo ng answer. Okay, so shift tayo sa Kahoot. Sana mag-okay to. Kasi kaninang morning medyo nagka-problem kami dito. Okay, so the correct answer is 314. Okay, so naka-Newton per second daw yun. Hello, nandyan pa ba kayo? Rinig na ulit ako. Okay. Try natin mag-continue. Ganito rin kanina eh. Mag-ano nga kayo, mag-sponsor naman kayo ng Starlink sa campus para ganda net. Anyway, 314. So some of you are able to answer. Feeling ko yung iba nagsasumasagot pero na-disconnect. Okay? So I understand naman yung connection problems. But the answer is 314. Wala pala ako nakashare. Nawala. Yan. Okay. 314. So saan po galing yung 314? Nakikita na yung screen? Hello?
Yes po, sir. Kita po.
Yan. Okay. So 314. Saan po galing siya? So again, hanap-hanap sa atin, weight flow rate. So that's G. G of oil. Okay? So the formula for that will be G times density times area times velocity. Okay? And area times velocity, pwede mo na siyang i-combine, pwede mo na siya i-combine into QB, volumetric flow rate at B. Okay? So your simplified formula would be G times density times QB. Okay, so G is 9.81. Density would be your SG, 0.8 times 1,000 times QB, which is your volumetric flow rate of oil, which is given naman na 0.04 meter cube per second. Okay, so solving for that, you will get 313.92 newtons per second. Okay. Next, number 2, what is the average velocity of the mixture leaving at sea at meters per second? Okay. So, ang tinitanong sa akin, average velocity daw nung mixture ng oil and water. Okay? So, paano siya i-solve? So, we would now use the conservation of mass and the conservation of volume flow rates. Okay? So, sabi dito, summation of volume flow rates going in is equal to the summation of volume flow rates going out. Okay? So, the summation of volume flow rates going in, that would be QA plus QB. So, QA is yung water, QB is yung oil. And that should equal to the volumetric flow rate of the mixture going out, QC. Okay? Now, the QA and QB, alam natin yung values, di ba? So, we can combine those two para makuha yung 0.2 meter cube per second. Okay? So, that's QA plus QB. Okay? And that should equal daw sa QC. Okay? And QC, remember, is equal to area at sea, velocity at sea. Okay? So using this, we can now solve for the velocity at sea. Okay, so try to solve for the velocity of sea. Oops. So ilan ba to? 1 minute ulit to. So do this here and hopefully mag-okay na si Kahoot later. So you want to solve for the V at sea. Okay, so sana na-solve yung si VC. Try natin kung hindi mag-error tong Kahoot. Okay, so the correct answer is 1.96. So saan po galing yung 1.96? Solve ko muna yung area, or pwede nyo natin itong idiretso actually. Area is equal to pi times 0.36, which is the diameter, squared over 4. So you would get an area as 0.1018 meters squared. Using that area, pwede ko na ngayong isolve si VC. VC is equal to volumetric flow rate at C over area at C. Okay, so that would be 0.2 meter cube per second divided by 0.1018 meters squared. Okay, and that should give you 1.96 meters per second. Okay, question po sa problems 1 and 2 or clarifications. Okay, so next 3. What is the density of the mixture living at C in kilogram per cubic meters? Okay? So dito naman density hinahanap. Okay? So dun sa tatlo nating formulas, yung volumetric flow rate, mass flow rate, tsaka weight flow rate, yung density parameter appears doon sa may mass flow rate, di ba? So ibig sabihin, we can use the conservation of mass, that is the summation of masses going in equal to the summation of masses going out. Okay, so again, masses going in, then yung mass A at mass B. Then going out is mass C. Okay, then we can use the formula for mass flow rate, yung density times Q or volumetric flow rate. Okay, remember yung QA tsaka QB, given siya sa problem. Yung QC naman is basically sinolve yun na siya kanina, di ba? Which is just equal to the volume of A, volume flow rate at A plus volume flow rate at B. Okay? So using this, you know the density of A, which is water. You know the density of B of oil kasi meron kang pinovide na SG. So you can solve for the density of C or yung mixture. Okay? So try to solve this. You have 2 minutes and then talipat tayo ulit kay Kahoot. Again, ang hinahanap sa atin is density at C or yung at the mixture at the end outlet. Okay, so hopefully na-solve nyo si density. Okay? So, lipat ako sa Kahoot for the 20 seconds for you to choose. Okay, so the correct answer is 960. That's kilogram per cubic meters. So, saan po galing si 960? Again, density A, QA, plus density B, QB, equal to density C, QC. So, density A, that's 1,000 times 0.16, which is QA, plus density of B is 0.8 na SG niya times 1,000. Multiply that with QB, which is 0.04 cubic meters per second, tapos equal to density C, yun yung unknown natin, times 0.2 meter cube per second. Okay? So, if you add yung nasa left side, yung QA, density AQA plus density BQP, that would be equal to 192 kilogram per second equal to density C times 0.2 cubic meters per second. And then, solving for density at C, you will get 960 kilogram per meter cube. Okay? Any question sa multi-stream flow? Okay, so next natin would be the energy of fluids na. So before we start this section, I'll give you 3 minutes of a break muna. Okay? Para makapag-stretching muna tayo. Tuloy tayo. So, energy of fluids. So, again, fluids, for example, there's ano, fluid, there is energy associated always with fluids. Okay? Whether the fluid is moving, for example, rivers or dams or falls, may energy tayong parang pwede mong sabihin potential energy or total energy na pwede mong i-harvest from that fluid system. Okay? May energy din yung mga fluid na static or not moving. For example, yung mga water tank natin sa bahay, 'di ba? There's a reason why they are being placed sa matataas na lugar or sa mataas na position. Okay? It's because we are trying to give it that large potential energy na pwede natin i-convert into other forms pag kailangan natin. Okay? So the goal of today's these sections is for us to quantify the amount of energy within the system kasi that energy would be the total energy that we can harvest or we can get out from that system. Okay? So paano natin bibigyan ng energy value or energy quantity yung isang fluid system. Okay? So for energy in fluid flow, we have three or two muna. And then first muna, define muna natin yung energy. So energy again is defined as the ability to do work. Okay? And work naman is something that is can be useful to us, 'di ba? So ang goal natin is to convert yung available energy into useful work. Okay? So both energy and work are measured in Newton meter, which is equivalent to joules. And joules naman, which is, yes, energy or work. That is for SI. However, for English unit, you would use pound force times foot. Okay, pound force foot in English. Okay? So our energy, meron tayong dalawang main types. Basically, potential energy, which is energy at rest, and kinetic energy, which is energy at motion. Now, for the potential energy, we would have two subtypes for fluid flow. First is yung energy na related sa elevation, or we call it elevation energy. Next naman is your energy related to the pressure of the system. So that's our pressure energy. So in total, we have three components ngayon of parang we can three components of the total energy. One is the kinetic energy, one is the elevation energy, and one is the pressure energy. Kinetic energy muna tayo. So kinetic energy for fluids, it is the ability to do work by the virtue of fluid velocity. Okay? So ito yung tipo na pag may river or pag may falls ka, pwede kang mag-harvest ng energy doon kasi mabilis yung galaw or yung flow ng tubig. Okay? So, hindi ko na i-derive, pero from our physics subjects, we know that kinetic energy is equal to 1/2 mv squared. So, that's 1/2 times mass times velocity squared. Okay? And if we will examine the units niyan, 1/2 mv squared, your m is kilograms, your v is velocity squared. So that's meter per second na naka-square. Okay? So we will get kilogram times meter squared over second squared. Okay? Now, yung meter squared per second squared, ilalabas ko yung meters per second squared doon. Ito yung isang meter, nilabas ko. And then this meter per second squared, tsaka yung kilogram kanina, ko-combine ko para maging Newton. Tapos yung meter, itatabi ko lang sa kanya. So, ang resulting units ko is Newton meter, which is energy, which is joules. Okay, so ibig sabihin, confirmed na yung na energy natin is 1 half mv squared. Okay, so this is the kinetic energy component. Next, yung elevation energy component naman, for fluids, it is the ability to do work by the virtue of its position, or specifically elevation. Okay, so na-discuss natin to during the first half of our semester, di ba? Pag mas mataas or mas malalim yung point from the free surface, ibig sabihin mas mataas yung height ng fluid, mas mataas yung pressure. Okay? Ibig sabihin mas malaki yung force. Ibig sabihin yung energy din doon mas malaki. Okay? So the potential energy by due to elevation is equal to m times g times z. Okay? So m is mass, g is your gravitational acceleration or acceleration due to gravity, z is your elevation. Okay? So other books use h. Yung iba naman z. But actually mas comfortable ako to use z as elevation. Okay? Now, check natin yung units. M times G times Z. Okay, that's M, kilograms. G is meters per second squared. H is meters. Okay? So, yung M times G or yung kilogram tsaka yung meters per second squared, magiging Newton yan. Tapos, of course, yung elevation mo, M, multiplied dun sa Newton. So, again, you end up with Newton meter or joules, which is a unit of energy. So, confirmed ulit, mgz is a unit or is a property of energy, and that is our elevation energy. Okay? Third naman is pressure energy. So for fluids, pressure energy is the ability to do work by virtue of the difference in pressure between 2 points. Okay? So pag may fluid ka and one point has a higher pressure than the other, there is a natural tendency or natural force that will try to move objects from the area of higher pressure to an area of lower pressure. Okay? So kumbaga hindi mo siya kailangang inputan ng manual work or ng artificial work. Kusa magfo-flow yung fluid or yung objects from area of high pressure to area of low pressure. Okay? So ibig sabihin, pag nasa high pressure area ka, you have an energy to do work kasi you can move naturally from high pressure to low pressure. Okay? So for this one, the energy can be solved by P times V. Okay? Now, V here is volume na. Okay? Hindi na siya velocity. Pressure times volume. Okay? So if you will check the units, pressure times volume, pressure is Newton per meter squared. Okay? Volume is meter cube. Okay? So pressure times volume, makakancel ngayon yung meter squared sa ilalim, may maiiwang isang meter dito sa meter cube. Mawawala yung 3, maging 1 na lang kasi kakancelin ng meter squared sa baba. Okay? So again, you will be left with Newton times meter, which is joules, which is again a unit of measure of energy. Okay? Ibig sabihin, confirmed, potential energy due to pressure is P times V. Okay? Now, those three components, ang gagawin natin to get the total energy is ipag-a-add lang natin yung tatlo. So, the energy due to pressure, the energy due to kinetic or kinetic energy, and the energy due to elevation. Okay, so pag nagsama-sama ko, that's P times V or volume plus 1 half mv squared plus mgz. Okay, so this is the total energy of a system and this is measured in joules. Okay, now we can also change it to a form na naka-specific energy. So, anong nangyari lang sa specific energy, yung energy mo, dinivide natin ng mass. Okay, so pag dinivide ko siya ng mass, nagiging joules, kasi energy ko is joules, tapos dinivide ko ng mass, so naka per kilogram siya. So naka per unit mass siya. Okay? So this is called the specific energy or the energy per kilogram or per unit mass. Okay? So para pag ginawa ko 'yon, pag dinivide ko every component here by mass, yan, ito lalabas, ET over M. So yung first component, PV, dinivide ko ng M. Yung second component, 1 half mv squared, dinivide ko rin ng M. And yung last component, mgz, dinivide ko rin ng M. Okay? Now, the first component, PV over M, yung V over M, that's remember, V is volume, M is mass. Okay? So that is actually the inverse of density, di ba? So I can write it down as P over density. Okay? Equivalent lang sila. Next is yung 1 half mv squared ko, dinivide ko ng mass. So ang mangyayari lang, makakancel yung mass sa ibabaw tsaka mass na to. May iwan sa akin v squared over 2 or 1 half v squared. Okay? The last component naman, mgz, makakancel lang din yung m. So may iwan sa akin gz. Okay? So yung p over density plus v squared over 2 plus gz, that is the equation for my specific energy with the units joules per kilogram. Okay? In SI. Of course, pag English yan, iba na yan. Okay? Question. Okay. Now, hindi masyadong gamit sa fluid mechanics yung joules per kilogram. Bakit? Kasi hindi naman masyadong sinusukat by kilogram yung mga fluids natin. Okay? So for fluid mechanics, the preferred method of measuring or defining the energy of a system is by using, hmm, ito pala yun, total specific energy, which is yung sinulog natin kanina. Okay? So for fluid mechanics, mas preferred na ang gamiting system is yung energy head. Okay? So energy head is basically energy na imbes na i-divide mo siya ng mass, is i-divide natin siya ng weight. So ano yung weight? Yun yung mass times gravity. Okay? So pag ginamit natin yung energy head, it is the energy per unit weight. Okay? So energy natin sa solve kanina, divide lang natin ng weight or mg. Imbes na m lang. Kanina kasi dinivide natin ng m lang. Ngayon, didivide natin ng m times g or weight. So may units natin dito, hindi na joules. Okay? Kundi expressed na siya in meters. Okay? Bakit naging meters? Kasi remember, yung energy natin, naka-joules yan or Newton meter. 'Di ba? Kung i-divide natin ng weight or m times g, Newton yung units nun, so makakancel natin yung Newton. So may iwan sa atin is m lang or yung uh, or unit of length. Okay? Or unit of height. Okay? Ibig sabihin, naka-meters siya. Ang report ito yung naka-meters, pero it is actually a measure of energy, which is naka-energy per unit weight siya. Okay? That's we call head. And this is applicable for fluids. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, yung tatlo nating component kanina, yung pressure, yung kinetic, tsaka yung elevation energies, kailangan natin i-convert into heads. Okay? Kasi 'di ba naka-energy 'yon. So kailangan natin i-divide each by weight para makuha yung equivalent niya in terms of head. Okay? So start tayo kay kinetic. So si kinetic energy ko convert natin into velocity head. Okay? So velocity head, that is yung kinetic energy divided by weight. Okay, so that's 1 half mv squared over mg. Okay, so kakancel yung m. Ang mangyayari sa atin, yung velocity head is equal to v squared over g. Okay? So v squared over g na. So if you would check the units nun, v squared over g, or v squared over 2g pala, kasi may 1 half. So yung 2 nung 1 half narito sa baba. V squared over 2g. Ang units niyan, v squared is mass over second, meters per second squared. Yung g naman sa baba, naka-meter per second squared. Okay? So yung sa taas, meter squared per second squared. Yung sa baba, meter per second squared. Maka-cancel. Ang may iwan sa'yo, isang unit na lang na meter. Okay? So, check tayo dyan. Naka-meter yung velocity head. Next, elevation energy. Ko-convert naman natin sa elevation head. So, again, elevation energy, mgz. Di-divide natin ng weight, mg. Okay? So, pag divide mo ng mg, maka-cancel yung m, maka-cancel yung g. So, we will be left with z. Okay? So, z, naka-meters yan. Hindi ko na kailangang i-derive or i-check. Okay? Lastly, naman, pressure energy. Ko-convert natin into pressure head. Okay? So, ano nga ba yung pressure energy natin? P times volume. Okay? I-divide natin ng weight, mg. Okay? So, PV over mg. Now, remember, yung V over M, narito na naman. So, again, V volume over meter is the inverse of density. So, pwede ko siya i-convert sa density. P over rho G. Okay? Tapos, remember, rho G, that's density times gravity. That is equal to your weight density. Okay? Which is naka-Newton per meter cube. Okay? So, you can use P over rho G, you can use P over gamma. Okay? Pero ako, mas comfortable ako sa P over rho G kasi nalilito ako sa gamma. Parang hindi siya masyado familiar kasi sa akin. Kaya P over rho G ginagamit ko. Okay? So again, unit check natin. P is naka-Newton per meter squared. Rho is naka-kilogram per meter cube. G naka-meter per second squared. Okay? So yung kilogram per meter cube, pag ihiwalay ko yung kilogram sa meter cube. Okay? So ito yung kilogram, ito yung 1 over meter cube. Pinaghiwalay ko lang siya. Okay? Ba't ko pinaghiwalay? Kasi yung meter per second squared, siya yung isasama ko dun sa kilogram. Okay? So yung kilogram tsaka yung meter per second squared, pagkasamahin ko, magiging Newton yan. Tapos may 1 over meter cube pa rin ako dito. So nagka-over meter cube. Okay? So itong dalawang to, pag dinivide mo, di ba ang ginagawa natin dyan, reciprocal ng denominator, imumultiply ko dun sa numerator. So Newton per meter squared times meter cube per Newton. Makakancel yung Newton, makakancel yung meter squared. May iwan sa akin. Meters na lang. So, it checks na naka-meter pa rin yung unit ng pressure head. Okay? So, yung tatlong yon na-convert ko na into heads. Pwede ko na ngayong i-convert or pagsamasamahin into total head. Okay, total head would be the pressure head plus velocity head plus elevation head. Okay? So, yung pressure head ko is P over rho G. Velocity head ko is V squared over 2G. Elevation head ko is Z. Okay? So, that is my total energy head. Okay? Question sa pag-solve or sa pag-derive pala. Okay. Kung wala is ito yung last nating exercise. Saan ba ginagamit yung mga head na yan? Again, ginagamit siya to define or to quantify yung energy within a fluid system. So for example, in this system, calculate daw the energy flowing in the pipe. Okay? So may pipe ako, may H2O, binigay sa akin yung gauge pressure, which is yung pressure sa loob, that's 5 kPa. Remember, na kPa yan. So that's 5,000 pascals. Yung velocity ko is 10 meters per second. Yung height ko of the center line is 2 meters. Remember, yung measurement natin ng head is based on a reference level or reference elevation. Okay? Ibig sabihin, ito yung elevation na zero ito yung zero ko. Okay? So, yung measurement ko ng elevation, dapat galing dun sa datum line ko. Okay? So, that's 2 meters. Okay? And this is water, remember. So to quantify the energy here, the energy head, we use the energy head equation of P over rho g plus V squared over 2g plus z. Okay? P, pressure, given naman. Rho is density of water. G is acceleration due to gravity. Constant lang siya. V squared is velocity of the fluid, given din naman. G again, acceleration due to gravity. And then Z is the elevation, which is given then. Okay? Ibig sabihin, you should be able to solve for the energy head of the system. Okay? So you try to solve this. Ilang minutes ba to? 3 minutes. So you have 3 minutes to solve this and then lipat tayo sa Kahoot for the final answer. I hope you are able to solve the total energy head. So let's shift. Ay, let's use Kahoot for your final answer. Okay, so the correct answer is 7.6 uh, meters. In meters naman daw. Okay, so saan po galing yon? Again, energy total is P over rho G plus V squared over 2G plus Z. Okay, so plug in lang. P is 5,000 pascals. Rho is 1,000 for water. 9.81 times 9.81 plus velocity is 10 squared over 2 times 9.81 again plus Z. Okay, so if you solve for those individual energies and then add them up, you should be able to get 7.6065 meters. Okay, so any question? Okay, so that is the discussion on energies. And then the next step now would be to apply this energy to compute for the power and efficiency. That's one. And to apply it uh, in the Bernoulli theorem or Bernoulli equation. Okay, so those two things we will discuss next na. Okay, so if any question, so that's it. Yun na yung end of class actually. So any question today sa discussion man or sa class? No. Okay, kung wala ay is kung wala is that's all, then I would hindi ko pa sure kung magka-class tayo bukas. I-gauge ko pa forecast ko muna tatry ko munang kumalap ng info about dun sa week celebration nga kung kakainin niya yung Saturday natin. Kung kakainin niya kasi, then I might need to use tomorrow's time to discuss more kasi baka mabitin tayo. Okay? So, standby na lang kayo later for announcement about class tomorrow. Anyway, online naman yon. But if you do not have any other question, then that's it po for today's class. And thank you for attending.
Thank you po, sir.
Thank you po, sir.